Oh, that's not the right. Hello, welcome everyone back to
Hello.
session 11 of our Pathfinder campaign. How's everyone doing?
Good. Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
had a little bit of.
Woof.
that's
Woof.
absolutely fine.
Woof.
Dog noises are the best, honestly. Yeah.
What
No,
do you mean? It's the best kind of dog noise.
Yeah, I used to live with 2 chihuahuas, so I'm desensitized. But either way, so yeah, I had a bit of a break for the festive season, but we're back, and now I am pretty much ready to just start running games basically every weekend forever. So how's it? Yeah, good. Right, let's just begin then. So a couple of people missing today, but we shall make the most of it. So, everyone ready to go? Got drinks and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out of practice. I need to get used to doing this again. All right. Well, in that case, last we left off. Last we left our heroes. The party had somehow entered the gloom, this parallel universe to the one they called home. It was dangerous, dark, and full of terrors. And the party were attacked by these strange monsters, including sort of giant mutated bats and a faceless bear. While resting, the party were approached by an elf, a very strange elf, who was very out of place there in the gloom, who introduced himself as Cadell. He said that he was working for the Padron of all Adana, the Child Emperor, and had travelled to the gloom to investigate a rumour of a weapon which may have been taken from a dungeon there. Asking the party to help him investigate, you made your way to the dungeon he was referring to, which had been occupied by a tribe of these sort of gloom goblins that also had very strange creatures alongside them. After defeating them and investigating the door to the lower level of the dungeon, which was suspiciously locked by a chain that had been put on there fairly recently, you were attacked by a giant armoured statue which bursted through the door, carrying a huge ball and chain. After you defeated it, you discovered the lower sanctum. You went down to the lower sanctum, where you noticed that there was a body of a few humans strewn about. And Cadell, now sure that the humans were responsible somehow for this, also discovered that the weapon was indeed taken. So he thanked you for your help and gave you a magical stick of incense to teleport you home. Breaking the stick, you appeared on the outskirts of Port Edron, and a relief, I guess, washed over you all. So, standing on the outskirts of the city, the smell of baked bread has never smelled so good. Chimney stacks spew black smoke from the thousands of rooftops on the outskirts of the city. And, you know, on the nearby hill that you're standing on, you can see the people of Port Edron going on about their business, as if completely oblivious to the strange things that are happening outside the city and in the further continent of Adna. So as you stand by a small road covered in muck and dirt from your adventure, you hear the sort of crunching of cart wheels on road as a farmer riding a cart filled with vegetables, which is being pulled by a donkey, passes you. The farmer, you know, doffs his cap, nods to you as he goes past. He's chewing on a stick of cinnamon and just carries on trundling down the road. You notice that as he sort of begins to go off, he just sort of shakes his head a little bit, noticing how messy and dirty you all are. So the city of Port Edron is only just a short walk away. The walls are not that far as well, just through north side. So what would you like to do?
So, before we go in, I think we should probably get together what we're going to be telling our boss.
We're just gonna tell him what happened.
I mean, we
Okay,
have
but
nothing to hide.
Okay, but are we telling him the Rodrins did it, or...
No, because the Rodrons didn't do it.
Cool. I think it's a good idea I mentioned that hunch I've got about the bankers potentially being involved.
Okay.
That said, I don't know if we can trust our boss.
Well, we barely know him, so it would, be unwise to completely trust him.
I mean, there's that, but also the humans in the gloom.
Yes, true.
This is, as far as I know, the only real collection of humans in Adanair. Unless it gets us killed. I'd rather not be killed.
I quite like being alive, Ugo. So perhaps we should exercise some caution, hmm?
Cascus is like, you do what you want. I'm going to go into the city and just deal with some business.
Well, bye, Cascus.
Cascus just like walks off.
Bye, Cascus. I guess we won't be seeing you again. Or at least 3 hours. Well,
Yarrow's like, oh, I actually just want to explore the city as well. Bye.
Surprisingly, these people have just decided to go away.
conveniently.
Conveniently.
You know where to find me, Cascus says, and then goes off.
No, we
We
literally
don't.
No, we don't.
he flips you the bird as he walks off.
Fuck you too. Anyway,
Nick says to you, Cyan, I think he's probably just a bit shaken.
I think he's cranky. I think he needs to go sleep. Sometimes I get cranky.
You will notice, obviously, that Nix is now, again, invisible, and Cyan just seems like he's talking to himself.
well, it's not the weirdest thing that's happened so far, I suppose. Hmm?
Oh, no. You go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say, perhaps we should get a change of clothes before going to see our boss. Hmm?
Yeah,
we do stink a bit, and he just sort of looks at Ugo, some more than others, but yes, we should definitely have a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad point, but still, he may not appreciate the smell. Oh.
Specifically bodily fluids, or certain bodily fluids like blood?
Bodily fluid?
What about vomit? Well, I, for one, would like to have a bath. Whether we
I
go
think
and
we should
see...
just find a nice inn with a nice hot bath, find a pair, get our clothes washed, and then we can head on over.
That sounds like a good idea.
I agree. Do you not have any spare clothes?
No.
My partner's saying that Ugo is completely inaudible.
Ah, Ugo.
You forgot how to...
Thank goodness for stream watchers.
Some technical
I
difficulty.
think you forgot how to speak, Ugo.
I
You
know it.
alright, Ugo?
It is amazing how you have all learned to lip read, but somehow other listeners in can only just now hear me. I hope.
Ugo
It's more imaginary friends of mine.
Yeah, just a bit of a bit of PTSD from what's just happened.
Taking a few
can-
knocks on the head.
Can they now hear me?
Hang on.
Actually, I can just go on the stream myself. And oh no, actually, no, I shouldn't do that.
No, it'll create a
There'll
loop.
be a loop, yeah.
I messaged we. I don't know how quickly that will come back.
I can have a look. Technical difficulties.
That's the name of the session.
Yeah. It's the story of my life running these games online.
His name is Ugo.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Right. So let's continue. So making your way further into the city, as you walk down the streets of the north side, which none of you have actually been to before, you notice it's a rather significant downgrade to what Port Edron is like on the inside of the walls. The houses are a bit more shoddy. They're a bit smaller. People crammed more tightly together. As you look down the various alleyways, you see people sort of strewn about, just sort of kind of lazing about, seeming maybe a bit sick, half keeled over, some of them. A couple of people like with buckets of water, sort of with rags, just wiping their foreheads. And sort of like talking to them, saying like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" Whilst on the main street, there are people just selling bread, dried meats, salted meat, sort of half-rotten vegetables. It doesn't seem to be an amazing quality of life here. It's not necessarily a slum, but it's not like, you know, you're not seeing merchant dons just casually walking all around. This is like a particularly poor area, it seems.
I already don't like this at all.
But as you continue walking down, so occasionally people will like sort of carts and sellers will say like, look up at you and try and sell you something, and then realize that you're covered in dirt and don't look particularly wealthy, so they just sort of don't even bother. But you eventually get to the walls. The walls of the city themselves are a sight to behold, really. They're made of sort of clay bricks, quite thick, supported with a sort of in layer of just a big mound of earth, effectively. That a few of the merchant guard are stood on the walls and around the main gate from this period, from this area. A couple of them look you up and down and say, "Oh, been toiling in the fields, eh?"
Actually,
this
we're members of
sucks.
the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, flash your badge then.
I flashed my badge.
Yeah, okay. They nod. They look at each other and nod. Right, very well. In you go. They open the gate up for you and let you through. No questions asked.
Sort of bow my head slightly as I go through.
Okay, so as you get into the city again, this is more the Port Edron that you've come to know. Coming to the main bridge that crosses the river, this is sort of around the area where you got the barge up in the first place. So where are you headed? You're headed to Baths, right? Is that?
I believe so.
Or are you headed to the Tavoli? Is it? To sort of
Does the Tavoli have a bath?
well, I mean, do you know where? Make me a law check, Henning and Hanera.
Okay.
For society, sorry. Maybe a society check. See if you know anything
Oh,
about where you
society.
might be able to find.
First
Find a
roll of
bathhouse.
2023.
Let's make it a good one, everyone.
So, unsurprisingly, Hanera, the first thing you did when you came to Port Edron was seek out the bathhouse. You know, always know where your next bath is. Good, good thing for an elf to know. You know, by the Agora, this sort of central plaza, there is a large bathhouse which uses the sort of natural springs in the area to heat them up. You know that you can get in for a silver piece, and that's just for as long as you want.
Are our clothes cleaned as well, or?
It's not a laundry.
Right. Okay.
You can't clean your clothes in the bathhouse. But
Perhaps-
the Taverley will wash your clothes if you give them to them.
What if you just have a bath in your clothes?
I don't
The-
think you're allowed to.
Yeah. Hanera, you know that the bathhouse is a particularly upper tier establishment. They wouldn't take too kindly to people just walking in fully muddied and clothed.
I have a spare dress. Because I've been wearing my plate armor. Not my plate armor. my armor. So I've got my clean dress in my bag.
Just imagining
I'm all good.
Hanera now. She's got like plate armor on, and then the dress over the top of it. Just looks really weird and boxy.
Sleeper build.
I hand a silver over and pop in,
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
same.
just, you're just beelining straight there, are you?
pretty much.
Okay, fine. Right. So there's like a small little dwarf lady on the entrance. She sits on this sort of very high chair with a large desk behind her. There's like a big clock, like a mechanical clock of some sort, which she's sort of fiddling with, trying to fix it as you enter. And she looks you up and down and says, in need of a bath, eh?"
No, I'm here because I'm very clean. Yes, please. I would like a bath. That was a joke. Ha ha ha.
All right, silver piece.
I hand it over.
I
Yeah.
hand over the silver.
I hand over my silver piece.
Changing rooms are that way. Enjoy. So she points down and she points to the left, a large corridor that has various cloakrooms and changing rooms all around them. There's a sort of concierge kind of like porter, like a young boy who's just stood sort of watching over the stuff, so no one goes and steals it. He says, "Can I take your coats for you?"
Of course
Yeah?
you can.
I also
Sure.
hand him a silver.
I hand
That's like
him
a
the
little tip.
very wet, very muddy coat.
It's just like he's just covered in clothes. He just puts them. He just puts them to one side basically, and just stands there. Oh wow, it's quiet today. Thank you so much for the tip.
Is there
Nice.
somewhere? Is there somewhere to put these and just pull out like the massive maul and the ball and chain and
Yeah, just as he sort of looks you up and down quite strangely. I guess just leave them here. Just yeah, in a sort of cloakroom.
okay.
So you just make little piles of your things.
Hmm.
All right. So once you've stripped off and are effectively bath ready, the porter sort of points to where the baths are, which is through this sort of marble archway that is adorned with sort of like quite colourful, like red and gold paint. And there's a couple of like statues around. There's like it's sort of almost like an ancient Roman bath type thing. It's got pillars all around it, and in the center of the room there's this quite deep marble pool, effectively. That steam is just sort of rising up from it, sort of bubbling a little bit. You notice that it's completely empty today. However, that's not too bad. Yeah, just stepping in one after the other. It's warm, it's comfortable. It is very hot. It's hotter than you'd expect.
I have a question. Are the
Yeah.
girls and boys ones different, or do we all get in naked together?
It's all together.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Lavaris don't really have the same sort of gender roles as the elves may do in their baths. But yeah, getting in, it's warm. Very quickly, the mud starts to sort of peel off your skin and sort of like begins to rise to the top and creates a bit of a film of muck. You notice that after a couple of moments, someone comes through with a big net with like a sponge on the end and just starts to like,
no, they've
clear
got
out all the dirt.
So, this is a more relaxed spot.
What is that? Hugo, that better be your foot.
Don't look at me.
my sandwich.
Look, I mean, we have to bring snack.
Where were you keeping this? Oh God!
Don't
Oh
wo-
God!
yeah, do not worry about such trivial things.
Oh! 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 God!
You know, I do wonder. Ugo, do you always talk like that when Cascas isn't around?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I feel like whenever Cascas is around, your tone of voice changes. It might just be me.
If I do, is not on purpose.
Right. Right.
So the after a few moments, through the marble archway, you notice a couple of people enter. A rather large merchant Don, with like a towel around his waist, goes over and just sits by the end of the pool, and just sort of dips his feet in a little bit. He's got this quite large, scruffy beard, but his hair is completely shaved on the top. Very large ears and like a deep set eyes. Just sort of minding his own business. And then there's also a couple of smaller people come in. Well, one small creature, I guess you could call it, a cat of some sort, like a walking cat. Wearing a sort of bathrobe, I guess. Probably about 3 foot tall, maybe less. And then to his right is a very large cat, built sort of like very, very sort of heavy, with like sort of a tabby kind of complexion.
Is that
The
like
small
big?
cats.
Is that like big for a humanoid or big for a cat?
Big for a humanoid, like probably your size, Ugo. And the other cat creature, which I don't think any of you have ever seen before. Like this is very strange. The other one's small, right? So they're both the same sort of creature, but one is just extremely tiny and one is extremely large. They're sort of wearing like gold chains around their necks that have some guild badge on them. And then they go over and sit next to the other merchant Don, who sat with his feet in the pool. The small cat goes, I love a bath. And the big one goes, I don't know.
Cats.
The big one sort of looks over to you and nods.
Cyan is just staring pointedly at them like, I'm sorry. You're new? Hi?
Looks over to you. The small one says, "What do you mean by new?"
Well, I haven't traveled very far. I've never seen anyone quite like yourself.
Ah, well, I have to say I've never seen anyone quite like yourself either. It sort of gives you a bit of a glimpse. FYI, these are what they look like. Can I make them bigger? How do I make them bigger? I don't know. Just zoom in.
Zoom in, yeah.
Oh, they are so cute!
The small one sort of dives into the pool and just starts swimming around, whilst the large one just sort of sits next to the other guy.
They do like doggy paddle
Kitty paddle,
and
probably.
kitty paddle.
But his tail is sort of splashing behind him and sort of almost propelling him as he does laps one side to another.
I have not seen a cat that like water so much.
How many cats have you seen taking baths?
Usually they do it
Yeah.
themselves with their tongues.
Yes, does tongue count?
Well, some of us are more civilized than others. dips his head below water and just sort of splashes his ears and covers his head in water and goes back up.
Yeah. If humans were this flexible, then maybe they would do it too. I do not know.
He swims over to you. He extends the paw out. Don Keeter, at your service.
Ugo Volkov. Nice to meet you.
I am a representative of the Gem Crafters Guild. I have not seen you around before.
I thought gems were found, not crafted. Do you take thing and make into gem, or take gem and make into thing?
I take a gem and make them worth money, you see. That's the real craft.
So you take a rock into a shinier rock.
Rocks, diamonds, amethyst, ruby, anything you like.
I have not seen gem that is not already already shiny.
I don't shine it. That's what the peasants do. No, I procure them and get them cut nice and good. I establish their value, and then I make some money off it. But in truth, where I truly make my money is from gem hearts.
Gem hearts.
Wait, is Gem alive? Does Gem have heart and lung and brain?
He says,
This does not seem correct.
You know,
Gem
Hugo,
hearts.
some people would say that the whole living world is alive. Well, the whole natural world. I imagine gems would be part of that. I think they'd have hearts.
it's not the heart of a gem. It is the heart of a creature that happens to resemble a gem.
Oh, you mean those big things that power those food things?
Gully beasts.
Yeah.
Yes. I, as an elf, I'm sure that you are very familiar. Have you ever been on a hunt?
I don't quite enjoy the idea of it. Cyan is very much on edge, just kind of staring daggers at this guy.
Well, I guess we have an anti-gem heart, huh, person?
I just think that these hunts devolve into chaos and bloodshed far more quickly than you'd like.
Sorry, what is gully beast?
Creatures people hunt for sport and to carve hearts from to power these hex weaves.
I see
Yes.
no problem with that.
They are creatures that are renowned for their longevity. Many of them have been around since the Age of Gods, hiding and living under the soil. Occasionally, they are discovered and found, and when they are such large creatures that it takes large Sidon hunting parties to bring them down. 500 or so people. It is a rather interesting process to watch. Never mind what your personal beliefs are on it. It does fund the Sidon economy quite strongly.
It's a marvel to hear as well. You've
Yes.
heard their screams, I imagine.
Yes. I have to say, I've only ever been on one hunt, and it didn't turn out quite in the way I had hoped. But now, these days, I just tend to sit behind a desk and deal with that sort of thing.
How did it turn out?
Well, it tried to eat my companion over there. Points over to the other, the larger cat. That is Don Gato, by the way. He sort of like looks over and sort of nods at you.
Hello.
So are you do you do the hunt yourself, or are you just sort of there to watch?
Man
Well,
like him hires a middleman, I imagine.
it is the purview of the Sidan High Lords to organize the hunts. As merchant dons, we have no say in how they are hunted. I only buy and sell them.
And is your friend Don Gato? Is he a gem from the Gem Cutters Guild or whatever it's called?
Yes, he is my companion. We have been friends for a long time. And my other friend over there is Don Arestas. He is also from the Gemcrafters Guild. However, he tends to mostly focus on rubies. But every now and again, we like to come here and relax a little bit, huh? I noticed that you all haven't introduced yourselves,
Henning
except
Dyer.
for my big friend here, Henning Dyer.
That's me.
What guild do you represent, may I ask?
Same one as Ugo, the Adventurers Guild.
Ah, you're all from the Adventurers Guild, are you?
We are.
Yes.
Is that under Don Iden?
Yes.
Ah, interesting. Sort of gives a glance to the other person, the other cat. How are you finding his service? I heard his
Well-
last group didn't fare so well.
Well, I mean, we're alive so far.
He's
Can't complain
still
too much.
It's still early days. He give us task, we go do task.
Might
Seems
ask.
like appropriate.
If I might ask,
Yes.
do you know anything about the mission they were sent on?
What mission?
Well, if they didn't fare so well, I imagine something bad happened on mission.
Oh, I see. No. They did not fare badly on a mission. They were executed, I'm afraid.
Oh, why?
It is not in my purview to spark rumors. Information is valuable in this city, you understand?
But healthy speculation, of course, is no harm at all.
Yes, well, you do not get to the position I am in by speculating without too much knowledge about who I am dealing with. You are welcome to get to know me more.
Perhaps we should.
I have a lovely house on the Glass Fair. I am having a dinner in the next couple of days. You will all be welcome to attend if you wish.
Who else is coming?
Oh, quite a lot of people. There tends to be a couple of hundred every time I organize one of these things. But it is
Oh, boy.
fantastic. I have to say, the best food, the best drinks, your attendance will be most desired, I'm sure.
I'm
Any
sure we
elven
can
high
find
lords
none.
come?
No, elven high lords reside in this city, no.
Oh, but they
But-
might come over.
Well, I have no plans on inviting any elven high lords as of such, but maybe in the next few months, there may be some opportunities if you wish to be introduced to some.
I might take you up on that offer.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. I'm Hanera, by the way.
Hanera. He takes your hand. His little paw is about half of the size of your hand, and he sort of just goes over and kisses the back of your hand.
Oh.
Well, I have to say, you are the most interesting group of characters I have seen in this city for a long time, especially as many of the merchant dons here do not care much for conversation, as you can see by my friends over there sitting there, paddling their feet in the water without so much as a word to each other. But friends are important in this city, you understand. If you ever wish to do business, having many friends comes in handy.
Yes, I agree.
I have not gotten to the position I am in by... How do I say it? Being lazy in that regard. Well, anyway, I will leave you to it. Where are you staying? So I can send the invite to your place.
What's it called?
Gallery?
The Taverley.
The tap.
Tavily. That's
The,
it.
the Taverley Inn. Ah, yes. What is the name of the bartender there? It's something along the lines of. I do know it, but I'll be reminded soon. He is an interesting fellow, him. You know, him and Don Iden get on very well.
Oh. You tell.
Oh, you did not know. I assumed you assumed by the fact that Don Iden sent you to stay there, I assume.
Well, perhaps.
Something to understand. I'll give this one to you for free. He sort of looks around side to side and leans over to you and says, Don Iden is less an adventurer and more of a spy master. He has many friends in many places. Information is his game.
Okay. Thank you. That's definitely worth remembering.
If you ever wish to do any work for the Gemcrafters Guild, we will pay your contract exit fee, of course.
We'll bear that in mind.
Very well. And he sort of looks around and says, obviously I am naked, so I do not have my card with me, but I will send an invitation to the Taverley on the double. It is nice to meet you all.
Lovely to meet you too.
A pleasure.
He swims back over to Don Gato and Don Restus. He sort of splashes Don Gato, and Don Gato almost hisses at him, and says, "All right, he sort of gets out of the pool, and Don Gato says, all right, friends, that is enough water for me tonight. Let us go." And the two of them get back up and leave.
So it's just us again.
Just you again.
Well, that was certainly a very interesting interaction.
I despise him.
Why? I thought he was quite pleasant.
He invited us to a party. I have to get a new dress.
Do you not like cats? More of a dog person?
I don't like people like him.
What do you
Well,
mean
cat
people like
cat
him?
people.
Cat?
Let's just. I haven't had a good track record with those hunters.
Oh, right. You don't like hunters, is what you're saying.
I like normal hunters, but those gully beast hunters, they're after something else. You know, they say that they're out to feed their people, but they're just cruel.
How are they cruel? They torture the animal before they kill it?
Well, that, and oftentimes they'll get into fights over who gets to keep the heart, and oftentimes don't care about who gets caught in the middle.
Let's see.
If this heart feeds many, then maybe it is worth.
Maybe. All I know is
he's just one beast anyway.
they don't just kill one beast. Oftentimes, these hex weaves, they're diminishing, and that means more rampant hunting, over hunting, more bloodshed, more pain, more suffering. Because elves consider themselves above farming, of all things.
But surely if you're farming, then you're killing wolves. Or
You can survive on crops.
Hmm.
And oftentimes when you kill them, it's not going to take as long as it takes to kill a gully beast.
Is everywhere in this land place where you can live on crop?
No. I had a bit of a different upbringing in that regard, but
So there are places where either you kill or you do not eat.
in a sense.
In these places, maybe Hexweave is good. Even if the food it makes is ugh.
All I'm saying is there are alternatives that most elves refuse to think of because it's beneath them.
Hanira, you obviously remember from your childhood being the daughter of a elf high lord. These hex weaves are like the only form of sustenance for literally tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. So your family sort of raised you to be like, this is normal, you know, this is absolutely fine. So Cyan, you see a little sort of wooden duck bobbing alongside you.
Oh, hello there. I touch it.
Hello. It's
Oh my god, it's alive.
Hi? Nix?
I think I can show myself now. I think I know how it works.
Oh.
So Nyx sort of transforms into a sort of leafy kind of creature, like the head of a leaf and just sort of sticks and stuff. Sits on Cyan's shoulder and sort of waves at you all.
Can we see them now?
Wave
Yeah, you
back.
can see Nyx, yeah.
Ah, you're back.
I'm back.
No, she's Nix.
I going to that place. I was reminded how to do certain things, I think. I'm not sure. Is it a memory? Or did I learn it?
Well, if it's a memory, at least there's a lead we can follow to see if you can remember or learn more things. Either way, you've discovered something about yourself.
Hmm. I discovered that cat people exist.
I think we all
Yes.
just discovered that one.
Yes, lots of cat people and other. There might be dog people.
Dog people would be weirder, I feel.
Nyx starts laughing.
Are there
Sorry,
are there like elven stories about like cat people in the woods?
No, make a law. You and Hanera can make law. Society checks for me. Yeah, make a society check.
Society.
Or, I guess society. Yeah.
We live in a society.
Cyan. No, actually, there's as far as you can tell, the Cyan don't have stories about cat people. You would assume that, knowing how the Sidon are, they would probably have genocided them if they knew about them particularly.
So they probably come from outside.
You
I don't
assume
know.
they probably don't come from Adna, no. And you assume they probably come from Eshmelin, if anything.
Right. Well then, I didn't enjoy that conversation, but hey, we learned something new, and even if I despise this person with every fiber of my being, maybe he'll be useful.
Are you going to go to the party, Nyx says?
Hell yeah.
Of course, it's a party.
I've never been to a party.
Oh, they're wonderful. Food, music, dance.
Yes, you sit in circle and get very drunk, and
Can't remember the rest of the night.
yes.
The only
What's drunk?
it's when there are these special drinks that people have that dull the senses, but you enjoy it.
Ooh, I'm gonna try some.
I don't think you should try the alcohol.
Yeah. Basically, you drink poison until you can no longer do things.
Pretty
It's
much,
fun.
yes.
Sounds-
Don't go drinking normal poison though. This is special poison.
I'm not really sure I can drink anything.
Oh, that's a relief. Still though, don't try and drink poison.
She
That's
ducks below the
bad for
water and
you.
just like you see her just like trying to suck in.
Nasty.
After a couple of moments, she just comes to the servants and goes, "No, I don't think that works."
Okay. Okay, that's all right then. Still though, don't try it, please. It's bad for you.
I will.
Besides, we had different parties. It was usually telling stories and things and eating lots of things.
Oh, tell us a story. You got any? Any good ones?
I was usually drunk when I came up with them.
Oh, fair. Well, I know a story.
Yeah.
Well, is it the one about the 3 elephants?
Oh, I love that story.
What's that?
What a great story. Maestro, hit the music.
No! Fucking damn it!
Hit the music, Maestro. I'll tell the story.
The Nix looks around. I don't think there's anyone in here with us.
Oh. Well, I can't
Nix.
tell the story without the right music.
But Nix, what's your story?
So once upon a time, there was a group of people who accidentally went to a really scary place and almost died, and then came back.
Was that us?
Yes.
Great story, Nix. Haven't heard that one.
I enjoyed it.
It's familiar.
There was a strange elf person.
Him?
I
Pointing
think.
at Cyan.
Huh?
I mean,
She sort of
Hanera's
looks a
kind
bit
of
confused.
strange.
You say a strange elf person.
Whoa.
He is strange elf person.
Why am I strange?
Oh, sorry, you are also a strange elf person.
Because, like,
Less strange than him, though.
you're strange because you're pulling black orbs out of yourselves and having weird dreams about apocalyptic threats. Very strange.
It is true. Apparently, this is not normal.
Also, like, I hate to be that guy, but you haven't been using any of that special herb. At least I haven't seen you use it.
What special herb?
The drug that Zach has forgotten.
Acidian. Acidian.
Acidian.
Why would I use a Kidian?
Because
that
it stops.
sounds
Yeah, it stops you from, fucking yourself up.
What?
Cyan's not a strange elf.
Next.
Is he not?
What? Like she looks at you.
They're just having a little joke, Nix. It's fine.
She just goes off. Turns into like a sort of fish creature.
I may have forgotten what a Kidian does. I thought it just turned you bluish purple.
I mean, that's part of it.
It's a side effect.
Basically, elven magic usually turns you batshit fucking crazy, I think.
Oh, right, yeah.
Over a long enough time, Acidian helps with those symptoms, but it has its own side effects. It'll like mutate you and turn you blue and shit. But
This is your brain. This is your brain on Acidian.
yeah,
Turn into
I
the
have
face of Bow.
my notes My notes for Acidian are a plant that is powerful but addictive usually causes painful death.
It does in a long enough time frame. Like, so the way it works is that the more you use it, the more your tolerance grows to it, and so does your addiction, to the point where you literally have to be on it all the time. And if you just come off it at all, you'll just like your skin will like melt off and shit.
It's like heroin.
It's worse than that. Like heroin
Magical
withdrawals.
heroin.
Heroin withdrawals won't kill you.
+1 heroin.
+1 heroin.
Yeah, no, heroin withdrawals won't kill you. It'll make you want to die. Acidian will like your skin will literally fall off and you'll melt.
Nice.
Yeah, just imagine the worst side effects of anything potentially. But yeah, it's like a controlled substance by the side ends.
Hell,
Why would you have a Kidian? They say it kill people.
Yeah, I don't need it.
For now.
like, I would have thought, someone from a noble house would have like easy access or something.
No, I wasn't allowed to do magic. I've told you this.
Ah, yes, it's been a while.
Or maybe I haven't told you this. I wasn't allowed to do magic.
Speaking of elves that are strange, I'm pretty sure that Cadel's not an elf.
What, you think he's a shape changer?
I am more than certain he's a shape changer. Yes.
Why do you think this?
Well, first of all, look at him. Well, you can't look at him right now. He's gone. But you know what I mean.
Nyx turns into a tiny little model of him.
You pick it up and I just put it. I'm like, look at it. And also, like, his eyes changed. Like, he has to focus on keeping what he's got up. And magic kind of fucks with that. I don't know. Also, I brought it up to him, and he was like, and he wasn't very amused with me. So I think, I think that kind of seals it for me, really.
To me, he just seemed like Ilf.
What is he if he's not an elf?
I don't know. There's lots of things he could be. He could be a fiend. He could be undead. He could be a weird fae thing. He could
be in his era.
He could be.
What's in his era?
The fox people. They live in the woods.
Oh, like Yarrow. He has a fox.
No, I mean like fox people, like humanoid foxes.
I did not see any fur.
That's because they changed their shape. You see, there are all these elven stories about them coming in and eating kids and kidnapping kids and things of that nature. And so they take different forms and the like to trick people.
You really do not like people that look like animal.
But I think these stories are bullshit. I just don't like people who are needlessly
Furry.
cruel. No, I don't like people who are cruel.
And you think all animal
I don't
people
think all
are...
animal people are cruel. I think the Azira were done great injustices in these stories.
I am just saying, there seems to be pattern here.
If anything, these Azira have stories told about them. Like, how many times do you see stereotypes and stories of other races that are true? For the longest time, people considered orcs to be monstrous barbarians.
Until I
And-
come here, I do not see much in the way of story, or this stereotype.
Have you never met an orc? Nick says.
Maybe. Not sure.
I thought you were an orc when I first saw you.
Have we come into contact with many orcs?
I-
growing
No,
up?
Nick doesn't have a clue what she's
I
saying.
do not.
She's
I
just-
do not. I do not think I am an orc. I am not orc. Am I? I do not look like orc, right?
No, I've never seen an orc before.
No, I wouldn't
I've
say
never
you're
seen
an
an orc before. I thought you were an orc when I first met you, to be perfectly honest.
Oh,
You see,
Maybe
growing
you
up-
are an orc.
Maybe.
I mean, he's just a big human.
Aren't orcs green?
You know, people have said that,
To-
but I've also
to-
heard people say that they're grey.
To be
Sometimes
fair, I
red.
did. To be fair,
Sometimes
I did
red.
have some green on me when I came in here. Not sure what that was from.
Probably that bear.
Maybe. A
You know-
tasty, tasty bear. But,
Please, no, don't remind me of the evil bear. But yeah, like these orcs, they're not like the stories people tell of them. And elves, they've been isolationist for the longest of times. They don't like other people very much. For the most part.
Hmm.
I've heard some cracking tales about orcs. Vicious, bloodthirsty. Great wartime stories.
Have you met an orc, Henning?
I have not. No, I have not. They're not very common. Where I'm from, they more or less hang around in the mountains.
Where are you from?
I'm from Port Daldron. If you know where that is.
Is it like Port Edron?
A little bit like that, I suppose. You could definitely make some comparisons there. It's a land far from here.
Is it as shit as Port Edron?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Then why did you come here?
Adventure, I think. A place to belong. Didn't feel like I belonged at home.
It does feel like Port Edron is a place full of people who don't belong anywhere.
In a way, I do miss home a little bit. It was a little bit less chaotic there. But I'm sure I'll find my way here.
Why is your skin so grey?
Oh my god, Nix, you can't just ask why their skin's so grey.
You talking to me?
Yes, why is it so weird?
Is my skin grey?
Are you orc?
She goes over to you and she sort of pokes at your upper arm.
Oh,
And as she pokes it, like it just like there's like a white splodge that just like remains after she pokes it.
oh, that's. Oh, yes. I mean, yes.
It just doesn't like go back to a normal color for a long time.
I take it this is a new thing for me. Wasn't like that before.
Hmm. If she could narrow her eyes, she would be.
No, I was talking to you then, not in the game.
Oh, it's your skin of it has been a bit pallid for a little while. It seems to be getting a bit more though over the last few days.
Maybe you're dead.
Maybe. Huh, that would
So
explain a lot.
I didn't want to ask, but now that the context of your skin has been brought up, I have to ask. What the fuck's up with your eye?
I told you. Birth defect.
Birth
Told you that.
defect.
When Cascas asked me, I told you that.
What's up with his eye?
It's a bright red. Crimson
Ah.
red. Compared to his other eye, which is just a normal bluish colour. It's just a birth defect. Quite a cool one. Goodness
Yeah.
me.
Like, people call it a birth defect. Personally, I think it heightens your personality and gives you an extra bit of charm.
Does it?
Oh, yes,
Does it
I
work? Does it
agree.
work fine?
Yes, I can see out of it fine.
You know,
Is
you
it
could,
Maybe
what you could,
special?
it does. What you could do with it, you could get eye patch, and then you switch eye patch between eyes and pretend to be different people. You know, you meet someone and they say, you know, maybe they're looking for men with red eyes. And they find you with blue eyes, and they say, oh, it is not the same man.
You know,
Or
he's
vice
onto
versa.
something there.
You do amuse me, Hugo. I'll bear that in mind. The next one.
I think
Happy.
they'll describe more than just red or blue eyes.
I mean, if you see men with red eyes, what else are you going to remember?
I mean, that's a fair point.
You hear a bit of a splash as you see Nyx immediately turns into a sort of unmoving wooden floating duck as you hear like footsteps entering. And look over and you see a familiar face. You see Don Marine coming in.
He's the banker guy, right?
Uh-oh.
He sort
Hey,
of
buddy.
nods to you all. Good
I
day.
nod back.
Hello.
Just walks over to the other end of the pool and gets in.
How are you doing?
Looks up. Were you speaking to me?
Yeah.
Fine, thank you.
Good,
Looks
good,
like that.
good.
Maybe
Anyway. Should go.
maybe we should have competition.
No.
See,
What kind of competition?
see, what you do, take in deep breath and sink to bottom of pool. See who can hold breath longest.
Okay. Interesting. Seems rather pointless.
It's fun. You feel like you are going to die.
I don't
That
need a
doesn't
swimming
sound
pool
fun.
to feel like I'm going to die.
Look,
Okay,
I'll go first. And
You
Ugo
go
just
first.
like... just,
And
yeah,
while Ugo
takes
is
a deep breath in.
underwater, while Ugo's underwater, Amy's gonna jump out.
yeah.
and
Would
just
help,
get dressed.
would help if I had my ball and chain, but...
Are you saying that while under the water?
and then takes a breath in. Goes,
Yeah, Henning's gonna jump out now and go get dressed.
Okay. As you get out
Yeah,
of the pool,
same.
you have a look over at Don Marine. He's just intently staring at you all as you get out of the pool.
Look,
Just kind of
buddy.
avert my eyes from him, try not to get him to draw too much attention.
buddy, take a painting. It'll last longer.
Oh God! Please stop taunting the powerful man.
He sort of chuckles to himself. Was that meant to intimidate me?
No, I'm just like, you're just staring at us like a weirdo.
How would you know if you weren't looking over here?
That doesn't make it any less creepy, dude.
It's a public pool. I can look where I like.
Let's go. I tap Ugo on the head.
Ugo just gives a thumbs up.
Okay.
So you begin to get out of the pool. As you're going through the marble archway, you notice there's a few other people who are coming in. People you don't recognize, merchants of some sort, but you notice that they all have the banking guild like insignia around their necks, and they all walk past you and sort of nod to you as they walk past, and go over and sit alongside Don Marine. Ugo, so are you still in the pool?
Yeah. Hey, he's holding his breath as long as he can.
Everyone just got out of the pool and you're just like...
He thought the tap on the head was just checking on him.
Yeah, okay. How long can you hold your breath for?
I don't know. Are there mechanics in the game for
There
that? Or
Yeah, there are. Suffocation.
Oh, no.
Drowning and suffocation. Number of rounds equal to 5 plus your constitution modifier. So it would be 5 plus 3, so 8 rounds. So that would be...
So 48 seconds.
Yeah.
Alright, your lungs are starting to burn now.
Yeah, once he's on the verge of beginning to drown, he'll...
You splash out and sort of like, you notice all your friends are gone, and as you look around, you see Don Marine just like staring over at you with a whole bunch of other bankers who've just gotten in the pool on the other side of the pool.
Yeah, he kind of just like bursts up, like not really like looking. It's like, okay, Henning, your turn. Where is Oh, hello everyone. You wanna not? I'm going to. Hello. I will go.
They just like sort of look at you strangely and then just go back to just privately talking amongst themselves. All right, so you make your way back to the cloakroom. Your clothes are still quite dirty. It feels quite strange getting back into your muddy clothes, but
I'm gonna check through my stuff to see if the token is still there, while keeping an eye out to make sure that the bankers don't come around.
what token?
The one with the Ouroboros on it.
Oh yeah, no, that's there.
Okay. Right, I get my clothes back on.
I suppose we will make our way to the tavern now.
Yes, we should get our clothes cleaned.
Yes, it feels a bit weird putting damp, horrible clothes back on after a bath, but
I take
is
out my
what it is.
dress.
We do sell clothes here if you want some.
how much are they?
Well, we have bathrobes.
I'm going to walk in a bathrobe through the middle of Port Edrin to where I'm living. Yes.
Yeah. He shrugs.
What else have you got?
We have lost property. You can go through some of these.
Maybe it's better
I
we
guess
just
I could
stop
go
off at a
through.
store and buy ourselves some new clothes.
Oh, yes, because we're all made of money.
Why do we need new clothes? We have these clothes.
Let me
it's
have a
good
look
to
through the
have
lost
more
property.
than one set of clothes.
What? Why is this? It's just more to carry around.
How much is lost property?
How much?
I hope it'd be free. It's lost property. You can't sell it.
Well, I mean, I'm not supposed to give it away, but you know, he puts his hand out. I can look the other way.
I pass him another silver.
Just this way. It leads you into the back of the cloakroom where there's like a sort of large cupboard with just like rows and rows of folded clothes in them. Nothing particularly like super valuable, just like linen shirts and trousers and stuff and belts. You should find something your size. Don't tell anyone I sent you here.
I'm gonna have an extra look through while he's keeping an eye out to see if there's anything suspicious in the lost property.
As you're going through, Nick sort of appears on your shoulder. She says, "What? How? Why do people lose their clothes when they go to a bath?"
I don't know. Maybe they come here drunk. Or maybe... I don't know. Actually, that's kind of weird.
Who leaves without their trousers?
It's sometimes nice to air dry.
Maybe they were using the bathhouse for other reasons.
Yeah, I mean, they're quite plain. They're just you'll all find something that fits you. You know what? You could actually get a few of like quite a few of these clothes could sell for a little bit. You know, a few silver or something. Obviously, you don't want to clear the whole thing out, but like you're getting a bargain.
I might take a few spare changes of clothes.
Yeah. All right. So dressed up in the new fashion, you all look now like true members of Port Edrin. in the sort of like loose-fitting linen shirt, black sort of cloth trousers with like a belt. You're all looking, yeah, very Lavari in this dress. It was like Three Musketeers kind of attire.
Right, we should still head to the tavern and get our clothes cleaned because we're gonna have to go back into those when we adventure.
Yeah. Right, shall we go to Don Iden now?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Yep.
All right, so going to the guild house, and leaving the, yeah. So, just barely. So entering back into the sort of main strip that is the glass fair. It's only a little, it's like 2-minute walk to the guild house. It's been a little while since you've been here, obviously, having gone on an adventure. But as you enter, the receptionist sort of looks you up and down and goes, "I'll let him know you're here," and gets up and walks over. After a few moments, door opens, and stepping through, the plainly dressed, quite sort of modest-looking Don Iden, with his hair sort of pinned up at the back, sort of quite like a long, like sort of like shaved on the sides, and he's had a bit of a beard trim. He says, you're all back. Great. Come on through. Come through to my office."
Okay.
As you all go in and sit down, he says, "Where's the other one? Cass?"
Oh, we buggered off somewhere, but we can relay the information we found.
That's no problem. Right, well, just bear with me 2 moments. Let me just get some water. He goes out. Don't touch anything. He sort of walks out and closes the door behind him. Should we take a break there for a moment?
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's, yeah, so come back in 15 minutes or so.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Break time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Cool. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
back. So just before the break, the party had a bath.
Actually, had one during the break as well.
I'm in the bath right now. DMing
Oh,
in the
same.
bath. Yeah.
I bought my whole computer set up downstairs for this.
Same. Just like attached to a
Your
screen.
bath is downstairs.
If you pay us $9.95 a month, Michael sent his DM bathwater over.
It does make more sense to have a bath downstairs, doesn't it?
Yeah,
When you
because
think
if there's a
about
leak, it means shit doesn't go through your ceiling.
Yeah. Why aren't bathrooms downstairs?
I used to have a bathroom downstairs. Anyway,
But like, why isn't that the norm?
let's get started. Right, so now you are sat in Don Iden Veganza's office, waiting for him to come back with some water, and he does. The door opens and he shuts it behind him and says, "Thank you for waiting." Right. He sets himself behind the desk and gets out a sort of piece of paper and gets ready to start writing notes. Give me the rundown. What's happened?
Well, we got a boat to Isleshire,
Right.
and then we did some digging, and then we came across some wood elves, and
You came across some wood elves.
yes, and then they were fighting with some high elves, and we asked about the one of the high elves had this blade, which causes you to not be revived.
Right.
Yes.
Jade Steel.
Shade steel, and then. Oh god, it was such a long time ago. I'm
Well,
trying to remember.
I think the fancy elf was they were stealing people, right? They take children, they take
Halflings.
other
They
stuff.
were
Yes,
deserters.
yes, the
They were-
halflings.
They were the reason the Rodrons were crossing the border. There was absolutely zero evidence that the Rodrons actually killed the Sea Lord.
So who had the blade?
The
A
side.
man, a Sidon named Ilis.
Interesting. He writes that down.
So they later was taken by a man. They call him Assassin in Yellow. Was very quick, very hard to trip. You try to sweep. You try to
blade
sweep his
was
leg. He just moved really quick, too quick.
Yes, we then got attacked by someone they call the Assassin in Yellow that had bluish purple skin. And he killed one of the Rodrons, and they I turned into black marbles, and I get the black marble out of my pocket and show it like this.
He takes it and has a look. He reaches into his desk and takes out a magnifying glass and sort of looks into it.
And he took the shade steel from Ilis and then vanished.
He vanished.
Mhm.
Right. He's looking. He looks inside the marble and says, "This is something unlike anything I've ever seen before. Very strange. Might have to see if the Gemcrafters Guild knows anything about this." Right. And then what? And then what happened?
And
Did
then we
you-
went to Zathel, which is a Rodron city, and stayed there for a few days while they I can't remember what they were doing. And then there was a fire and they thought it was us, so we had to leave.
It's very bizarre.
Hang on. Hold on. The Rodrons invited you to their city.
Yes.
Yes. At first we were not free to leave, but then after a while they realized, yeah, we're not so bad, and they let us go free.
Yes, that's definitely what happened.
Is it not?
Is this a deliberate, like, are you deliberately trying to are you lying to him basically?
This is what happened, is it not?
No.
One or two ago.
That is what happened, isn't
They
it?
didn't.
No.
They
No,
let you
they
leave.
didn't let us.
They let us
They
have
help-
the.
we
They,
help-
no, I meant more just like they let us like have the freedom of the city. They were no
Oh,
longer
fine,
like
sure.
under arrest.
Right, I thought you meant more like when we were leaving.
It definitely made it sound like they were going to let us.
Yeah. Oh no, they didn't let us leave city, but they let us go free around city, right? They are no longer like prisoner.
So you hold on. So the Rodrans invited you into their holy city.
They did.
Yes, they make us go.
This is unlike anything that's ever happened before. Okay. You
It's
wrote
very
it down.
nice place. You should go sometime.
They don't allow outsiders freely. We only were allowed in because we were implicated in the whole scenario with the Shade Steel. In fact, it's actually impossible for outsiders to go in without them.
I mean, it happened once. Maybe it happened again.
So where is this city?
We don't know.
Look like was somewhere in mountains of maybe Rotorana. We go through a portal and then we are there, so we do not know exactly where it is.
A portal.
Yes, Henera.
Rodrins opened a portal.
Yeah, Henera, you open portal, right? Correct.
You go.
Ugo.
What?
Don't know how to look that.
Was I not?
Ugo.
Why is everyone saying my name?
So you can open portals.
Oh fuck.
Apparently so.
Except her portal went wrong and we went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Tenera's portals will send you very far away from where you actually want to go.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, we ended up miles away. We have no idea where we were.
Yes, there was man. He say it is the gloom.
Yes, a Cadell.
Hmm.
Who said he works for the Padron. I imagine you intelligence types would know of each other.
Let me have a look. He stands up and he goes to a bookshelf to his right. It's sort of like filled with like binders full of just like loose pieces of paper, and he sort of takes one out, and begins sifting through it. Did you get his family name?
He wouldn't tell us.
I believe he's some form of shape changer.
Shape changer. What makes you say that?
The way his body changed, the way his eyes changed. He didn't use a Kidian either. His eyes changed while he was casting magic, as if he was focusing on keeping his eyes a certain color.
Here we are. He takes out a piece of paper, like a piece of parchment out of the binder. Just has a look at it. Cadell. I do have some notes on him. It says here that he's the Padron's wit.
He was very witty.
Yes, that is effectively the equivalent of a jester. Not quite sure where it is you came across him, though.
He was looking for some artifact.
He's looking for an artifact.
Hanera's portal sent us to another plane. And this plane... Cadell claimed that the plane was some form of elven afterlife.
Right.
And Cadell claimed that he was... Or someone claiming to be Cadell was claiming that there was a relic there that he was looking for that could tip the tide of the war. But it wasn't there. And there were dead humans where the relic was.
He looks at dead humans.
Yes. We don't know how they got there, who they were with, but they were dead humans.
He looks over to you and says, "Did you happen to see any guild insignias on their bodies?"
Don't think so, did we?
You didn't look for them.
We didn't find any, no.
I know nothing about this.
He also said the marble, the one like the one we give to you. He said these are elf souls.
Elf souls.
Hmm.
This is strange. This is more information than I've had in 2 decades.
However, none of it implicates the Rodrons in the death of the Sea Lord.
We believe it was the assassin in yellow.
You believe it's the assassin in yellow. I think it
Alright.
was the bankers.
You think it was the bankers?
Before we signed on, our friend Cascus, who isn't here right now, went to surveil on them and followed them. And the very night beforehand, they gave someone, Cascus doesn't know who, they gave someone a special dagger. Next day, Sea Lord winds up dead. And so I follow the bankers to investigate where they might be holed up. They seem to be in the company of a lady, a human lady.
Do you have a description of her?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Can I just orate what I saw?
Yeah, that's fine. So just for your memory, she sort of was a finely dressed lady with dark skin, who sort of, I think she had a like dark hair, like wrapped up like in a sort of ponytail or something. Either way, you relay that information. He sits down and says, "This is dangerous. The banking guild are very influential. And things are starting to make sense now.
How so?
Well, after you went, I saw the Merchant Prince. I relayed some information to him of my own findings. He seemed very sure in himself that he would appoint the next Sea Lord quickly. And I did manage to convince him to put it to a vote. So, in the next couple of weeks or so, there will be a vote from all the merchant dons and all guild members to appoint the next Sea Lord. Now, currently, we don't know necessarily all the people who have put themselves forward, but there was someone who I was very suspicious of putting themselves forward. And that is the Merchant Prince, Elise Farrankar.
The woman I saw?
No.
No? Okay.
Elise, she is the leader of the Merchant Bank of Imiana, the Gold Bank of Imiana. She is effectively one of the 3 merchant princes that runs the Adana Merchant Company. Axos Kutaban being the sort of head, and then there are 2 others. Now, I do not know why she has put herself forward, but I did speak to the merchant prince Axos Kutaban about this, and let him know that it was suspicious that she would want to be both the head of the banking guild and the Sea Lord. The reason for that is because currently the merchant fleet is split up, obviously into many different ownerships. But the Sea Lord is in charge of the merchant fleet of Port Edron, and Elise Farrankar already has a large fleet under the Banking Guild. if she becomes the Sea Lord, that will make her be the majority owner of 2/3 of the merchant fleet, single-handedly. But Axos Kutaban said that if he was going to put it to a vote, if she wins, she wins. So I'm trying currently to find a way to make sure that she does not win this upcoming election.
You know, I might have something that could help with that. And I provide the token. Now I believe this enables us to access some kind of vault. This was on one of the bankers. They left it at a tavern. I believe we can use it to perhaps procure some evidence. At the very least, it's a lead.
He takes it. If they found you carrying this, they would kill you. You understand that?
Good thing they didn't catch me.
You're brave. I like that. He sits back in his chair and sort of slumps a little bit and sort of rests his arm on one of the armrests, sort of resting his chin on his hand as he thinks. Well, you've done your job. I suppose you want some payment.
Please.
He reaches into his desk and takes out a bag of gold. This is your contracted pay, plus a little extra. Split it amongst yourselves. He throws it over.
Also, we meet a halfling that would like to join us.
Okay.
Where is she? Where did she go?
She went somewhere in the city. She's investigating, probably awestruck by how big this place is compared to a village.
Okay, maybe we will bring her by some other time.
Very well. Yes, that should be fine. Just when she is ready, get her to sign. Thank you for your information. I have no need for you to go off from the city for now. It is important that I think you stay around until at least the election.
Do you think I should investigate this house that I found? Or I found the lady, or...
He thinks for a moment. If you get caught, you do not say I sent you. Do you understand that?
Scion smirks and he says, I would have sent myself.
And you do not take your guild badge with you.
I won't.
Well, I will not tell you what to do or what not to do. As adventurers of the Adventuring Guild, you have a lot of freedom to make your own decisions. I trade on information, and if you find me some decent information that can help us, you'll be finely rewarded. You understand? Any information that can help anyone but Elise Farrankar win this election will be extremely handsomely rewarded.
Sounds good. How much is in the pouch, just so we can split?
I'm gonna have a look in there.
Yeah.
There's 350 gold in there.
Ooh.
How much is that divided by? Are we dividing? I feel like we should divide it by 6, right? Even though Yara's not actually in the group yet.
I'd say so. She did help out a lot.
Yeah.
She stopped Ugo from dying.
What's that, 58 gold each?
350 over 6. Hugo's just sort of staring into space.
You can
50,
assign it
58.
however you like.
Well, 58.3. So,
As for the rest of you, it is probably time that you try and find somewhere more permanent to stay. I do know someone who is renting out a house. I can send them a word.
yes, please.
It shouldn't be too expensive. Especially now that you all have a bit of spending money.
And hopefully many more to come.
Only a couple of gold a week or something like that. He stands up and goes over to the bookshelf and puts the binder back. If the Rodrons were not to do with this, and it was, as you suspect, to the banking guild, we are in incredibly dangerous territory. This could start a war. If the Sidon discover that the humans have been responsible for this, there are many of the High Lords who would use this as an excuse to try and wipe us off the face of Adana.
So discretion.
Discretion, yes. But we need alliances as well. If possible, if you are somehow still friendly with the Rodrons, I know that you said that you had to run away. If you can, get word to them. We may consider an alliance.
The Kaidar was open to it.
Good. I'll broach this subject to Axos, and I'll let him know about my suspicions as well.
Very well.
Good. I feel like I am coming to trust you all. I feel like we all have a good relationship.
Good. We are very trustworthy people.
And if anyone asks you to join their guild or to work for them, understand that I will always pay you more.
What if they say same thing? What if, because I see sometimes people say like, oh yes, I will pay you double what they pay, but then if they also say I will pay you double what they pay, then does it like, what happens? Does it just go up forever?
I think we stand to
Nope.
make a lot of money if that's the case, Hugo.
Understand, in this city, people will offer money for you to betray others. But once you are known as a betrayer, you will no longer be trusted by anyone, even your new masters. It pays to be loyal. But again, who would you rather have on your side? Someone with information or someone with money? I'll let you think about that. I have both. just so you're not. So you're not. Anyway, right. I have work to do. I hope you enjoy the next couple of weeks that you are not trudging through the jungle.
It is not so bad.
Good. He walks over to the door and opens it. If you have any more questions or anything that you further that you need to ask, I'm always around here.
Do you know good blacksmith?
The docks has many. It depends what you're looking for. Armor, weaponry, shields, or others. They're quite specialized. Unless you're asking for a specific blacksmith who can make you something.
I just ask if you have a recommendation. One you know to be good.
There's a blacksmith on the docks named Aaron Locke. He's good.
Does he use bronze?
I'm sure that he could use bronze if you asked.
Okay.
Bronze is not a particularly difficult metal to work with.
Okay. Edim Locke.
Aaron.
You know, maybe one of us should go with him. I'm not volunteering.
Did he make locks by any chance?
No, he doesn't make locks.
Maybe his father make locks.
Is that what you need?
No, I just wonder if he is blacksmith, but he sound like locksmith.
I guess you'll have to ask him.
Maybe I will.
Right, seriously, I have to get some work done. So.
Okay, good luck.
Oh yes, as for the house, spend the next couple of days at the Taverley. I will send word, so you can have a viewing.
Right, you are.
The landlady is very nice. I've done some work for her in the past.
Well, thank you very much. And, we look forward to working with you.
Great. Goodbye. And he sort of ushers you out and slams the door shut behind you.
Well, I don't know about you, but I could do with a proper rest.
Yes. I think we should rest a couple days. And once we're all fully rested, I'm going to investigate that house. And we've got that party to deal with, don't we?
I guess the party. When was that again?
Do not think he said.
Yeah, all the
You'll
details.
all need new clothes.
All the
Ah,
details will
yes.
be sent to the Taverley.
I think I
We
will.
will need to-
I mean, I will have some nice new armor. Maybe I will just go in this.
I don't
You
think that's the
can't-
kind of clothing he means.
You can't wear armor to a party. Okay?
Oh, you do not know. It is secret. It is going to be very fancy.
You know how Cascus wears
fancy.
really nice clothes?
Does he?
I think so.
Yeah, he
Yes.
very stylish clothes.
Yeah. Find clothes kind of like Cascus's, but that fit you.
Yeah, I will have my own style.
Okay.
You will,
But,
you will see. Will be very, very classy.
Nick says to you, Cyan, maybe you should run for election.
You know, when I like to steal from people, I don't like to pretend I'm doing something else. I like to just go in, grab their pockets, and leave. I'm not good at public speaking. I am not good at giving people false promises.
Why do you grab their pockets? Surely you grab
Well, I
what is
grab the
in
things
their
in their
pockets.
pockets. I'm not good at talking today.
If you
Just
grab,
steal
if
their
you grab,
pockets. Everywhere
I mean,
I
I
go,
would,
steal people's
Hey,
pockets.
pockets aren't very valuable.
I would be very impressed if you managed to steal someone's pocket without them noticing.
Look, if
This
you
would
find
be.
the right merchants, specifically for women's clothing, they love pockets.
Maybe that's why women's clothes don't have any pockets, because
Because science stole them all.
Well, I'm going to make my way to the tower.
I am going to do the same.
I am off to the docks.
Go with you to the docks.
Okay.
Great. Right, so you're heading off to the docks, are you?
Yes.
What's everyone else doing?
Going to head back to the Taverley to have a little look at that scroll in private.
Oh yeah.
Cyan's gonna go to the Taverley to find like a quiet place to assemble some plans, kind of to recover, get knowledge about what he saw in the room, its layout, how he got up there, just so he can sketch a decent plan in his head, how to sneak in.
Okay, cool. Right, let's do, I guess, Sinera and Uga then first. So, making your way to the docks. Bustling, busy. People cramming themselves into very small roads, all buying and selling commodities. You can tell there's like sort of auction day on today. A lot of merchants with their sort of a few people around them, sort of like lawyers and accountants, all trying to work out how much stuff they can buy and sell. As ships are being unloaded on the docks, and just basically their stuff is being auctioned off straight away. Asking around, are you asking particularly for Aaron Locke, or are you looking for just for any blacksmith?
I'll go find Aaron Locke.
Okay, so asking around, a couple of people point you over to a small little blacksmith's at the far end of the dock, like sort of over here. So as you push through the crowds, you hear you know people saying like, 400 gold, 400 gold. Anyone, any takers? 405 gold. Any takers? Sold to the big gentleman over there. And you see like a merchant with like a big feather in his cap, just sort of smiling to himself as a few people clap. As you push past, there's you enter this small, quite warm blacksmith. The furnace is currently running, and you hear like clanging from the back room. But as you open the door, like a bell rings, and the clanging stops, and this dwarf comes through. How can I help?
Hello. There are two things that I am looking for. First, this armor, it is not so good. I need something better. Something a little more protective. Not these big fancy plates will get in the way, and but better than this.
What sort of thing? Like scale mail or chain mail or?
I think I see it on the man on the way in. It covers breast.
Just a breastplate.
Yes, breastplate.
Right.
And the one thing, would you be able to make it from bronze?
He raises an eyebrow. The blacksmith is like got a very large beard, which is sort of there's like iron sort of chains that are sort of hanging from it, and his head is completely shaved, and his big black bushy eyebrows sort of just like rise. You want it out of bronze?
Yes. I have party to go to. Must look nice.
He turns to you and says, oh, right, okay.
That's what he wants.
Let me just take your measurements. He reaches into his back pocket and takes out a sort of a large piece of measuring tape. You're quite a large fella. No offense. He gets on a stool. Gets on a stool to sort of like to measure your shoulder to your.
Question: do I know whether it's normal to barter here?
The guilds run everything, so like the prices of labor and commodities are set pretty strongly. Although there is a bit of bartering sometimes. Then again, obviously you're like a foreigner to here as well as Ugo. So. He says, right, so you're quite large. You want a breastplate that covers, I assume, all your extremities, right? You don't want anything covering your shoulders.
Is this? I am not sure. This is only armor I've ever had. Let me think. And he's kind of like he's like twisting around, trying to see like whether that would get in the way.
I'd recommend. I mean, for a fella like you, I assume you're not that quick, right?
Not so much.
So if you're going to be taking hits, you probably want to wear as much armor as possible. But if you just want a breastplate, I can make that for you. It'll take a few days.
That would be nice.
Do you need a shield or anything?
No, I have shield, but honestly do not use it very much. I prefer a big weapon, like this, and kind of pulls out the like the bronze maul. And that brings me to other thing. He takes out the ball and chain. This chain is tacky. Could maybe replace with a bronze chain?
Where'd you get this from?
I found it.
He like looks at the chain. This is adamantium.
Is that what does that mean?
Do I know what adamantium is?
Yeah, you would know. It's
Okay.
something the elves use it quite a lot to make like fine weaponry. It's very rare.
Sorry, what does that mean? I thought is it adamantium? Is it green? Is that
It's
just a
sort of,
RuneScape
no,
thing?
it's it looks a bit rusted and old as you have it. He says, I could remake the chain for you. But you would probably be better off if I just reforged what you have here. But it's adamantium, so it's going to be more expensive. I need a specialist to forge for that.
How much would that be? And what would the benefit be?
Well, if you just wanted me to put a cold steel or a just regular steel chain on it, I could melt down the adamantium for you, and you could have an ingot, and you could just do whatever you wanted with it. I can make you a weapon or whatever. Alternatively, this if you were to use the chain, let's just say that nothing's going to break it.
I did not realize this was not a. I thought this was just a normal chain. This changes things.
The head, the actual ball itself seems to just be iron, as far as I can tell. The chain seems a lot older than the ball.
So maybe the chain is the special part, not the ball.
There's enough adamantine on this chain to make yourself at least a short sword with.
If the ball is not special, then maybe replace the ball with bronze?
Well, bronze is a bit more malleable. It's gonna dent more. It's gonna be heavy as shit still. But it's a ball and chain, right? You could put anything you want on it. You could put a big rock on the end if you wanted.
That does sound kind of fun, actually. But I think having what would cost be for maybe either to replace with bronze or to maybe coat with bronze?
You want you want me to coat? So if you want me to coat it with bronze, I could do that. It would take a bit of time, probably, but don't see why I couldn't. The chain itself, it depends what you want me to do with it. If you want me to just put a new chain on there, I can do that and melt down the adamantine block. It will only cost like 5 gold or something for me to do. If it's forging a weapon out of the adamantine, it's gonna be costly.
Yes, I come in here, I think this is normal. I think the ball is the special part, but apparently it's the chain, so I am thrown off. Maybe I need some time to think. Maybe
Very well.
consider consider the implications of doing these various things.
Yeah. Well, I can do the breastplate for you, and when you come back, you can tell me what you what you want after that.
Okay.
Repeat customers are important to me.
That
Breastplate
would be
will
good.
cost you 8 gold pieces.
Okay, I have 8 gold pieces, so that is good price for me.
Very well. take this. He just writes out a little invoice receipt for you. Sign here.
Okay. Just
Yeah, you-
kind of holding the pen just like in a full fist, straight down, just crudely U-G-O.
And then he just takes it and puts it in a folder that he has behind the desk, and stamps it with a sort of big stamp that says guild on it. And he says, "Right, come back in, let's say 2 days. Should be done by then. I'm not that busy."
Oh, I also have a couple of things. Do you also buy or only sell?
Depends what you have to sell. I'd buy that adamantine chain right off you.
I have these, and I pull out the two cold iron shields.
Interesting. Where did you get these?
I found them.
Is it low? Is it their load grade?
Low grade, yeah. Like it says a price
Yeah,
on them,
yeah.
but I don't know if that's.
Yeah, that's price if you're buying it. So
Yeah.
Take 20% off. Yeah, I'll do them both. I can do them both for 48 gold.
Oh wow, this is a lot of gold. Sounds good to me.
Very well. Great. Anything else?
I do not think so. Thank you very much. I will be. How long to be back in?
2 days. Come back in 2 days. Should have your breastplate for you.
2 days.
You want that? If you want that, trust me. Yeah, if you want that adamantine chain sold, I'll make it worth your while.
I will consider the implications.
Very well. And
Just
anything for
talk
you,
young
lady?
speak to Mike outside of session to see what the various things do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, can we go to a dress shop? Oh, I'll wait until we're with the group, actually. We can all go to find some fancy clothes for our party.
Cool. Yeah, there's plenty of fancy dress shops on the glass fair. You've walked past them, like masquerade sort of type things.
Will it be that fancy, though?
Yeah, you haven't gotten the invitation yet, so it's quite hard to
Yeah,
tell what the dress
might
code
wait
is.
until we get the invitation. If we
Yeah.
get an invitation. Otherwise...
Imagine if he just goes. Gets you excited. Then. Yeah,
Head back
well,
to the Taverley.
yeah, you can head back to the tavern then. All right, so Henning, arriving back at the tavern, you see the barkeep who sees you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Your
It's
room is
been,
all ready for you.
Been a hell of an adventure. Ready for a bit of peace and quiet.
Yes. Well, if you ever want to drink, I'm the man.
I could take a glass of wine to my room. Could I?
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's all right. John Iden's paid up for your room a little bit, so because you haven't had food for a while, just take that up to your room. It's no problem.
Fantastic. Thank you. I sort of cheers the glass sort of at them. Like, I'll see you probably later this evening.
Very
I've
well.
had a bit of rest. So yeah, I'm gonna head up to my room.
Yeah, you head up to your room. The second you close the door, you feel like a burning fire beside you.
How many times can you turn the heat down?
You realize I'm just doing it to annoy you at this point.
Yes, I'm well aware.
Well, surprising. I lost track of you for a moment. Where did you go?
You know, I'm not sure where we really went. Apparently some elf dead land or something like that. Anyway, threw
But you
us
see,
right off target.
see Vance sit at the far corner of the room and just cross his legs on the table. On a chair. He says, well, anyway, we can always talk about that later. Go on, open it. I want to have a look.
All right. So I'm going to pull the scroll out of my coat pocket and open it to see what it says.
Okay, hang on, let me just copy and paste it to you. So it's a formula.
Okay. Where have you sent it?
I'll send it to you in a moment.
Okay.
Message. I'll send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, that might be easier.
And then there's a little bit more. So he walks over to you and looks over your shoulder and says, "Ah, yes, I remember now. It's very easy to make once you have the ingredients."
Yes, interesting. This will be very helpful. Stick it in that bastard.
Do you have any questions?
Well, nothing other than the obvious. Where do I find this stuff? I've never heard of these ingredients.
Well, as for the gem heart dust, you can find it pretty much anywhere that's. I overheard in the bath house that there's that strange cat fellow. He seems to trade in gem hearts.
Sure, I can get some dust off him for a price.
He may ask you to do something. It can be expensive.
Sure, whatever he can ask. We can
As for
certainly figure something out.
As for Dejezit, that is... It may be harder to get. I'm not
Right.
sure whether the humans would have even heard of it here.
Probably not, no. The elves know of it.
Yes, they have mines for it. They have... Well, let's just say I haven't been to any of those mines in a long while. But I do know that in Adeno itself, they tend to be scattered all over the place. If you were to find someone who knows a bit more about it, they should be able to guide you.
Right. Perfect. Have to get started on this as soon as possible. Might take some time, though. We'll probably
will
need
be
the
worth
help
it.
of the others to gather these materials.
Yes, of course. Listen, it is a long-term thing. Our partnership. I'm in it for the long run, as I assume you are.
I am, but I want that sweet revenge. That bastard's going to pay for what he did to me.
It's okay.
He's going to pay big time. In a very painful way.
Good. Good. Those who have been burnt do not want to be burned again.
No. Quite right.
Use that to your advantage.
I will.
As for burning, you did a good job on those elves. I was very impressed.
Their faces when their house was going up was quite comical.
Well, I will leave you now. I hope you don't have too many questions.
Not for now. But I suppose, what do you think our next play should be? I know this is a long-term thing, but should have something to work towards, no?
Work towards the weapon. Once it is made, everything will become clear.
Okay. Well, I'll bide my time for a bit. I don't want to arouse too much suspicion that I have ulterior motives in working with these lot. Perhaps wait a bit.
Very well.
But the gem heart dust I can definitely discuss at the party.
Good. You will be headed to Adenor shortly, I'm sure. There's all this movement, all these things happening. I smell blood on the horizon.
Hopefully.
Au revoir. He sort of just like there's a whoosh of flames as he disappears.
French.
Yeah, he's French.
Oh god, he's French!
Oh no!
Get out of my head!
So what are you doing, Cyan?
I'm just kind of going back over how I got in last time. Kind of just thinking about how I'm gonna sneak through that place. Kind of hashing out plans to case the building because I want to make sure I have like guard patterns and everything down before I pop in.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's probably best to do that under cover of night, right?
Yeah, but like I'm just kind of drawing up the base of like plans, like a to-do list kind of thing.
Okay. Well, as you're doing that, you hear the door opening from downstairs, and you hear the bartender shout over to Ugo and Nero, who have returned. Well, you're all back.
Yes.
I hope you've had a good journey.
Ah, thank you.
Have a glass of wine on me.
Thanks.
Come, both of you, come sit with me. He sort of,
Okay.
I think he's just seat down. So, I don't know how to say this, he says. He sort of leans back on his chair. You understand that Don Iden asks me specifically to keep an eye on you all.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Good. Just so we're understood. He seems to like you. All of you. I've known him for a long time, and just want to say, as long as you're a good friend of his, you're a good friend of mine.
Perfect.
So if there's anything that you need, any guidance or anything to do in the city,
Yes, there
Brilliant.
is something that I need. We may be invited to a party, and if we are, we need to get nice clothes. Where's the best place to buy a nice dress and a suit? Oh, it wouldn't be a suit, would it? Just men's clothes. Do they wear suits?
Not really. They're sort of long, colourful coats and big hats and stuff. He says,
Dress wear.
do you know who is hosting the party?
Don Keita.
Don, yes. Well,
Yes, Don Keaton.
Oh, Keita.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Don Keaton, yeah. He says, yes, I know them. They're cat people, right?
That's the one.
They come in here every now and again. They're a bit strange. I have heard of their parties. I've never been invited myself, but I know they tend to have very formal gatherings. There is a place called Mahata Hats and Dress on the Glass Fair. It's not that far away from here. Donya Mahata will size you up and be able to find you something appropriate for the event, I'm sure.
What's that name again?
Mahata's Hats and Dress. I'll write it down.
Is there also a madrasa?
Madrasa.
Yes.
I don't know what a
Sounds
madrasa is.
tasty.
What's a mahata?
Mahata's Hats and Dress. Yes, Donya Mahata, she is lovely. She's a bit strange, but all good tailors are. It's not hats with apostrophe. Ignore His Matters hats without the apostrophe in there. He says, have you heard of a thing called a sporting event called Skibble?
No.
No.
Maybe you should give it a watch sometime. You might have some fun.
What do they do?
It's a contact sport. It's played in the Agora. They set up a game every month. They make a big stadium for it, and there's a number of teams. There's a team from Imyana, there's a team from Kelrius, and there's a team from Port Edron, as well as teams from a whole bunch of the local area. It's it's a contact sport that involves sort of trying to run a ball from one side of the pitch to another.
Can
But it
you-
involves large poles and things like that.
Can you join in?
Yes, well, this is what I was suggesting. A lot of people do like to make a team and give it a go.
I'm not very athletic.
There are, unsurprisingly, as a contact sport, there are some people who are good at running, and there are some people who are good at other things as part of it. Both magic and weapons are allowed.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh God! What do they do with this sport?
It can be rather bloody.
Do people?
Oh, sorry, I
people,
didn't see you at the top of the stairs there.
I was just thinking out loud there.
No, sorry.
do
Yeah, come
people?
join us.
Do people get killed?
Not for a couple of years.
Maybe we can change that.
No, let's not kill people. They don't deserve it. They're just trying to play a game. Let's kill the people that deserve it.
It's as a sport. Obviously, the Duke, the Merchant Prince, does not want much blood on his hands. So there are people standing by who are ready to help out.
Okay, so you do not have to worry about the safety of your opponent. You can just go with full force.
The weapons they give you they give you specific weapons for it, right? You don't bring your own weapons. That would be
Aww.
ridiculous. So you have like wooden swords, wooden shields, and things like that.
Do they have very big wooden swords?
There are sort of
Teeny
club
ones
things,
like
yes.
toothpicks. They feel awkward to use.
Yes, they're sort of more like clubs, really. You can have larger ones. I think you'll be quite good at it, actually, Hugo.
Sounds like fun.
Well, anyway, if you wanted to sign up, just let me know. I'll get all the paperwork ready. It is 6 aside, so you're going to have to find a 6th person.
Oh, we do have a sixth.
We do have
person.
6.
Oh, well, how about that?
Oh yes, we met. I'm not sure where she went. She is very tiny, so sometimes I don't know if she is not here or if she is just low down. But we meet a halfling called Yarrow. She may swing by.
Never seen any halflings play it, but
Maybe if there is ball, and we need to get ball to somewhere else, maybe I put ball.
Not
Maybe.
throwing the arrow.
Why not? She hold ball, I throw Yarrow. Everyone wins.
Yarrow probably doesn't want to be thrown.
I don't know if
Have
Yarrow
you
wins.
asked her? Maybe she would like to feel like she is flying.
And then suddenly stopping as they collide with the wall.
She has healing magic.
Not sure what good that's going to do if they're dead. But
Yeah, like what if you squish her against the wall?
Oh, I am not that strong. You flatter me. How many people have I squished since we have been together?
Lots
Not
of
many,
people.
Not including the ones with the mole.
How many people have I squished lately, excluding the thing that I used to squish?
In fact, have I squished any people since we have been together?
No, you've crushed a lot of people.
You've been eaten quite a few times and hit and knocked down.
And then you got up again. No one can
Yeah.
keep you down.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I'm sure
it-
I can find a way to help you in this game.
anyway, yes. Ooh, like
Steroid.
some kind of potion that would make my performance better.
Might be able to rustle something like that up, but I was more thinking I could throw down a couple of things that might encourage the enemy to move away from the area you're going to.
With
Well,
also,
the reason I suggested Scribble, just so you're aware, is because the Merchant Prince is preparing a sort of week of festivities leading up to the election of the new Sea Lord. So the election's in 2 weeks. The week of festivities will be the week before, so you have about a week to prepare. They're currently they'll be starting to make the stadium soon.
You know. So everyone will be in attendance there.
There will be all the
everyone
merchant
standing.
princes. Oh yes, for sure.
Interesting.
I do not yet know who will be, but I'm sure they'll be attending for sure.
You know, friend, I don't know if the scribble's for me.
but we need team of 6, so you must play.
I think you might have to find someone else.
Maybe you could sneak around edge of pitch with ball and they not notice
I am
you.
good at I am good at edgy, but
Ha.
no, I maybe you can find someone else very easily.
Any reason why you don't feel like playing?
You know, I just don't like sports. I also don't like being the center of attention.
Well,
What if I wear a very big hat and draw attention so they do not look at you?
well, give it a think anyway. There's not a deadline for a good few days at least. So not until the stadium has been made. Once it's under construction, which will be in the next couple of days, feel free to check it out. Have a look at the pitch and things like that. And then you can decide.
Suppose if you do not want to play, we could always ask Snag or Snot.
Exactly.
I mean, if Keskis says, then they will have to.
I just think I'll have something else to do around then. I might have a few important things to do.
The barkeep raises his eyebrow.
I have important business, an appointment.
What's your deception DC?
My deception DC. How do I find that out?
Is your deception modifier plus 10?
My deception modifier plus 10. So 17.
Yeah, he continues to raise his eyebrow, but he looks back at the rest of the group and sort of continues. Well, anyway. As for other things to do around the city, there's well, yeah. I mean, what sort of things are you guys into? You into gambling?
Oh
No.
no. Not since only once.
Since what?
No, I'm flashbacks.
Well, it was how I met Keskis actually. I gambled
Right.
and I look when I come into like just like air quotes civilization, I go to gamble. I do not realize really what gambling is. I think they are just giving things away, and I get into debt. Keskis, he helped me. I rack up, yes, I rack up debt. He pay off debt, and I help him. But yes, would not like to go into debt again. It was big drain on his business.
I thought his only love was gold.
Actually, Cyan, I need to speak to you.
Okay.
Privately.
Okay. What have I done? Am I in trouble?
I'm gonna go upstairs with Cyan, so it's private.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm gonna say, so there's something I could do which could help your excursion to the house.
Uh-oh.
It's probably easier if I just show you and like cast invisibility on him.
This is cool. This is very cool. I can't see my hand. Oh god, I can't see my hand. What have you done?
Look in the mirror.
Nick says, "Wow, he completely disappeared."
So it lasts for about 10 minutes.
Anira, am I a ghost?
Yeah, I killed you.
Oh no! Oh, no. Dude.
Outward kill!
Cyan fully believes he is
Real.
dead. He is kind of. You hear a big, heavy thump against the bed. He is not taking this very well.
You're just invisible. People
Oh.
can't see you, but they can hear you.
Nix, can you see me?
Ah? Oh, sorry. She says, "No. Are you dead?"
No, it's just you were invisible before, and now you're not, and now I'm invisible.
Well, I can be invisible. Well, sort of invisible.
This is very cool. Thanks, Hanira.
Yes,
I might need to ask you to do it a different day because I need to investigate the house a little before I investigate the house. If you get what I mean. I need
Yeah,
to...
that's fine. I just thought this could help you.
Thank you. It's really cool. You're really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, am I?
I'm gonna pop downstairs and I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit as quietly as I can, and I'm just gonna stare at people and see if anyone notices.
As you go downstairs, you hear the bartender saying to you, "I can't believe you've never been to a brothel before."
Sorry, brothel?
You have a lot to learn, mate.
Is this where they serve soup?
Some of them do. Depends what you're into.
How good is it good soup?
It's not my tipple. Well, yeah. Honestly, you strike me as more the sort of, I don't know, art gallery type.
Not so much. Yeah.
He sort of twitches his head. Make a stealth check. Zion.
Hang on. Stealth check. Is this guy?
It's send it privately to me.
Okay. Hang on. Blind GM roll.
That's it. Okay. You see that, like, as you go down the stairs, the bartender's head sort of twitches a little bit, but he sort of looks around. And he goes back to Ugo. Just bear with me a moment. He gets up and sort of like stands to one side of the table and just like picks up a glass of ale and like goes to throw it at you. But
I just died out of the way.
it completely misses as he throws it across the room. Who's that over there? No magic in the inn.
I run back upstairs and I hide. He scares me.
He turns around and says to you, Hugo, you can never trust these elves.
Wow.
I'm usually better at this.
So about this brothel, how is it good broth? This is the important question.
Well, I shouldn't really say this because my daughter's around here, but
Does she work at the at brothel? Does she make the broth?
no, she makes food here, and it's a different kind of food, Hugo. Don't worry about it.
Wait, I think I have had broth here. Is this brothel?
He turns to you, Henning, and says, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." What about you, Henning? What sort of thing are you into?
I enjoy mixing my potions in my spare time. Reading a
An
good book.
innuendo.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in, I mean, there is a small library in the city. You might be able to find some new formulas or whatever there.
I may have to have a look. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just south of the Red Fort.
Ah, I should definitely have to go take a look.
They're thinking of making it a bit bigger soon, but it's still a young city. We don't have that many magisters or anything like that.
Sure, I can find something of use.
Anyway, right, got to get back to work. It's about to be rush hour. Hope you all have a good night.
Cyan gonna go to sleep invisible and see if he can see through his through his eyelids.
What happens if you close your eyes when you're invisible?
Yeah, what does happen? Well, it definitely runs out sooner than you can fall asleep.
Okay.
But
Only lasts 10 minutes.
yeah. With that being said, yeah, what does everyone want to do? It's sort of getting a bit on now.
I'm gonna go case the joint a little bit.
Sure.
Can I treat my wounds?
Yeah. So you don't need to treat your wounds necessarily. You can just sort of rest up. Because like
Okay.
you can have a long term downtime sort of like rest.
So can we just go full now, or?
I'll say yeah, because over the next few days nothing's going to happen particularly.
Okay.
Well, unless you get yourself into some sort of trouble, but
I'm gonna stab everyone in port entry. I'm not.
Yeah,
going
so-
to, don't worry.
it will probably Cyan, it'll probably take you a few days to like get a good a few nights worth of watches to get a good like routine of what happens in that guild house.
Yeah, that's fine. I imagine like I'll just be heading over there like a good few nights throughout, and just yeah, I'm probably just gonna spend like most of my nights over there just checking things, getting an eye on patrols, the night routes, see if there's like any other staff that come in around like early evening, like chefs or something.
Cool. All right, I'll send you like a lay down of what you find before next session.
Cheers.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else anyone wants to do, then we can stop there, and then you can level up.
Awesome.
Ooh, let's level up.
So we went back to full, not just
Yeah, just go back.
lines.
Just
Cool.
go back to full. It's fine.
Take off my wounded.
I have just
Alright.
found a mutagen that'll be perfect for Ugo during that game.
Nice.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, well, thanks for playing, everyone.
Thanks for running. It's good to be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, good to be back. Be more regular now after the Christmas festivities.
Nice.
Right. Okay. Cool. Back to it.
And back to bed, apparently.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
All right.
I need to figure out what I'm
Right.
doing. This.
Do you want to end the stream then?
Yes, I shall. Good night, porno spammers.
Good night.